Very importantly, I'm hereby directing the Department of Defense and Pentagon to immediately begin the process necessary to establish a Space Force as the sixth branch of the armed forces. That's a big statement. We are going to have the Air Force, and we are going to have the Space Force.
Okay, I just got up to this, and this was recommended for me to watch. And the algorithms are supposed to give you stuff that you would like. So first off, I got the stupid LGBT quiz that I always remove. That always comes back. I've always shown you guys that it doesn't matter if I report it or not. It keeps coming back when I use my iPad. But right here, the video, the signal NASA didn't want to receive from the Lucifer probe. But look at these other videos they recommend. I don't know why. $1,000 electric boat. I mean, and something from world history. They obviously look real science. They obviously don't work with me, the algorithms, because I've never liked anything they've ever recommended. The only reason I'm going to play this is because to show you guys how obviously fake, which you guys know it's fake, but maybe somebody you know doesn't. But anyway, let's go. Let me get by the Angry Bird. Here we go.
So surely, after the asteroid-exploring NASA Lucy probe had successfully taken off, it would be safe until it reached the asteroid.
None of these pictures are actual pictures. They're all computer-generated CGI.
It hoped to study. Surely it simply drifted through the dark silence of space. Nothing could be going on that was that dangerous or noteworthy, right? Think again. Lucy had been fighting for her life and has been performing dangerous maneuvers for the last year. I'm
Talk about a fish story.
Alex McCall's most difficult, complicated tour of our solar
There's the 8. They love that number.
system to date. I can honestly say, when I started researching this, I did not expect this middle part of the story to be quite so adventurous. It began just hours after Lucy's launch.
I mean, look at that. That is fake. That doesn't happen. There is no zero gravity in orbit in space. There is water in space. Ask the astronauts about getting water in their helmets, which that's from the swimming pool in Houston, Texas. But anyway.
Lucy is a spacecraft with a unique...
Yeah, I want to apologize. My allergies, when I wake up in the morning, I just got up. I got to go to work in a minute, and I just wanted to show this video. But like I said, my nose is always stopped up in the morning when I wake up, but it usually gets better during the day.
The Trojan asteroids are some of the least explored asteroids in our solar system, in spite of the fact that they are found relatively close to home, along the same orbital line as Jupiter. Scientists before 1906 had only hypothesized that...
I mean, look at this. It's all programmed, and people see this. And this is what space is. You have these rocks just floating around in clusters. And the reason why there's clusters of rocks is obviously the Big Bang that happened trillions or billions of years ago. The explosion, there's still rocks flying through space, I guess.
Existence, and almost all of them, nearly 4,600 asteroids to date, have only been spotted since the year 2000 as our instruments improved. Many more may still be out there, just waiting.
You won't see one actual photo in this entire video, I guarantee you.
To be discovered. These asteroids are fascinating, not just because they are so unexplored, but because they act like a fossil record for the early days of our solar system's existence. And so, Lucy was tasked with the mission of visiting 7 of those ancient fossils in a single trip, a record-setting number for a single spacecraft. It would not be an easy journey. These asteroids exist in clumps at points 60 degrees ahead of and behind Jupiter in its orbit, in areas known as Lagrange points. And
This is so unbelievably fake. I'm going to fast forward a little bit. Okay, let's get back to the scientist.
to learn about the structure and composition of these objects, and 2 massive 7.3 meter diameter solar panels to give it the vital energy it needs to be able to operate. The Trojans orbit around 740 million kilometers from the Sun, and at this distance the sunlight is so faint that it's at the limit of where
Fake, all fake pictures.
a solar-powered spacecraft can function. Lucy's panels had to be that big, or else it wouldn't be able to keep itself powered. Which is why it was such a problem when, just hours after launch, NASA realized that Lucy's panels had failed to fully open. Due to their massive size,
Hold on, back up.
which is why it was such a problem when, just hours after launch, NASA realized that Lucy
I swear that's Reynolds wrap that you get. I saw it Food Line, tin foil. Look at this. Unbelievable.
panels had failed to fully open. Due to their massive size, these panels had to be folded up during launch to allow the craft to fit inside its Atlas V rocket. Upon reaching space, however, motors were meant to activate, pulling at lanyards that would deploy the solar panels, unfolding them like 2 massive
Look at that. Man, this is over like 1.5 million subscribers on this channel.
sails. However, while one panel fully extended and latched into its open
That's
position,
fast
finding a solution that much more difficult.
Lucy, the upside down pyramid, and then Lucy over there. They love Lucy, that's for sure.
Looking for
When wagging tails lead to
Commercial.
odor trails.
I'll try to edit this out.
production.
Okay, I had to edit out a commercial.
By looking at how much electricity the panel was producing, they calculated that Lucy's solar panel had to be open between 75 and 95%.
I mean, look at these pictures. They're giving us that nothing is real. Nothing is real.
Lucy's onboard sensors recorded these vibrations. It had to be an unspooled lanyard, part of the process of pulling the solar panel open.
Look at these nerds. I mean, I guarantee these guys are making over $200,000 a year for just creating science fiction.
But somehow this lanyard had become tangled during liftoff and had jammed before completely spooling.
This kind of reminds me of CERN. I don't know about you guys, but
So they could just say that 90% quite latched.
hold on.
NASA got Lucy's panel to open up between 353 degrees and 357 degrees, almost the full 360.
One thing NASA does do is they spend more money on helium. They do launch helium balloons up all the time, but that's as close as they get to space. They launch the balloons up and then they go all the way up and they can rest them against the firmament and they can lower them, raise them, but that's about what NASA does.
It still wasn't quite latched, but the tension provided by the lanyard was now enough that by August 2020, moved against the planet's motion, you would slow your velocity.
Like I said, there's no actual pictures in this entire video.
1 in 10,000 chance of something hitting Lucy, NASA would need to change Lucy's course. Help came from an unusual source. The newly formed US Space Force, founded in late
Here we go, Space Force.
2019, had started cataloging and monitoring objects moving through this area. Both groups have an interest in space and the Earth's orbit, and share a mutual desire for no big collisions to take place up there. Working together, they were able to plot a safe path for Lucy. Lucy crossed our skies on October 16th, 2022.
All right, just more of the same. I was going to watch it because it said that the signal NASA didn't want to receive from Lucy. I haven't found out what that's supposed to be yet, but let me go just a little bit longer.
it was. That being said, when naming
Oh, you got the Beatles.
Lucy, NASA weren't completely above referencing the famous Beatles song, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, as they put a disc of lab-grown diamonds on one of Lucy's
So there you go. They got the song from the Beatles, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. And of course we know where the Beatles got it from.
scientific instruments. For a star darkened as possible, if it can overcome the hurdles ahead, it will be a record-setting spacecraft. But the scale of that record...
Alright, just wanted to show you guys again how fake that this garbage is. Unbelievable.